In this month's Doing Good, I'm visiting with Josh and Tristan from Micah Hope Ministry. Now, their mission is to assist people moving from addiction to recovery into a self-sustaining life through discipleship, supportive housing, community engagement, and church participation. And thanks to RGC Glass for sponsoring this segment. Welcome, guys. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we're glad to be here.
Absolutely. Oh, anytime. Now, I know I set you guys up, but let's talk about Micah Hope Ministry and just the work that you guys do there.
Yeah, so Micah Hope is a transitional living house for men who have completed long-term recovery programs.
Okay.
So there's kind of several phases to sort of the recovery journey. And so initially when you come out of active addiction, traditionally you'll go into like a rehab program.
Right.
Those can be long-term, short-term, there's all kinds of different kind of flavors of them.
Yeah.
And then after that, a lot of times guys going through that process are left asking like, what do I do now?
Right.
You know, I kind of torched my life on the front end of this. Now I've gotten sober, now I've started to move forward in life, but I'm kind of stuck. And so what we do is we help guys navigate that next season of things. So as they're coming out of that initial like inpatient rehab, and they need to get jobs, they need to get cars, they need to get back on their feet. And for us, really a huge part of it is community.
Yeah. So you're really kind of helping them with that transition into kind of what we would consider normal life, right?
Exactly, yeah.
How long have you guys been operating?
So Micah is in its 6th year.
Okay.
We've been there, he's been there 3 years, and I've been there 2 years.
Oh, that's awesome. So you kind of talked about it a little bit, like that process of like how it works. So folks are coming to you guys after they have completed a treatment program, correct?
Yeah.
Now, is that, do they kind of go to you on their, I'm assuming on their free will, but is it kind of like they just find you guys? Like, how does that work? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so we have a pretty strict actually admissions process.
Okay.
And so we work with several organizations that do like inpatient, what we call phase 1 rehab. And so when their counselors and people have a guy who's getting ready to graduate from that program, whatever it may be, they'll call us and they'll say, hey, we've got a guy, we think he might be a good fit. And so we want to get some, and then we'll go interview him, Tristan and I will. Tristan's our house manager over at the house. And so we'll go interview the guy and see if he's a good fit for our culture, for the guys we have in the house at that time, and then we'll move forward from there.
Oh, wow. So this seems like an obvious question. I'm going to ask it anyway. How important is Micah Hope Ministry to the Northwest Arkansas community? Like, really hit on that.
I think it's really important in 2 ways.
Okay.
Number one, I think there's the initial thing that you think about when you think of like either recovery or you think about transitional living, and that's the guys who come through the program.
Right.
The fact that we are able to help them go through that process and get back on their feet. I went through that process with Micah, the director now, but I was a resident when I got here.
Oh, really?
Tristan has gone through that process there. And so there's that side of it, which is super important, but I think the huge part for Northwest Arkansas is that the guys who come through our program aren't just there to be served.
Right.
They're not just there to take in or to just be helped. What we teach there is that, hey, you have a new life that's been given to you, and so what are you going to do with it? How are you going to serve the community? And here in this area, it's Northwest Arkansas.
Oh, that's
and
great.
so, yeah, we have several programs that have come out of Micah that serve the community in bigger ways. And that's all the guys there at Micah who really are looking for ways to live kind of in that new life that they've found.
And I can imagine it kind of feeling like, you know, them feeling a little bit lost and not kind of having a sense of purpose. And this kind of gives them that, you know, being able to serve their community back. If folks want to, you know, get involved, do you guys have volunteer opportunities?
We do. We do events. So like several times a year we do big events. We also, so we're really tightly connected with Genesis Church in Fayetteville. And so really all of our volunteer opportunities kind of come through Genesis Church.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's great. Now, how would you encourage folks to, you know, donate, get involved? You know, what would be your push to them?
Yeah, so I tell them, come to Genesis Church. If you come, you're going to meet some of the guys. They'll either be greeted by them. Some of us are running the coffee bar. Some of us are on stage leading worship. Some of us we're all throughout the church. And so I think if you want to get involved, come to Genesis.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining us and filling us in. And thanks for the work that you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Oh, absolutely.